Hello, welcome back to the Gombe Family YouTube channel. Today we are going to do an apartment tour of our apartment here in Tezo, Kilifi County, Kenya for a family of 4. And what makes this unique is that our rent is only $25 a month. Yes, for a family of 4, $25 US dollars a month. And what is interesting about that is that is not uncommon here in Tezo in Kenya, because it is a very small town that includes many different villages to make up this town. So $25 is not uncommon. However, if you stay tuned until the end, we are going to show you our new apartment that hasn't even been built yet. It is in the process of being built, maybe about 2 more weeks until it's done, and that's where we're moving to, which is actually right in front of our apartment. And I'll let you know at the end how much that's going to cost us and why we are moving there. So stay tuned. So let's start by giving you a little tour of outside our apartment. So as you can see, that is our front door right there, and this is some maize that our neighbors are growing, and these are the apartments that we're going to move into that are right in front of our front door currently. So we have to go inside because it's raining, so let me show you. As we head inside, you will see this is where we put our shoes in the first yellow bucket, and the second yellow bucket is the trash can, which is one of the chores for our daughters to empty. So we have to make sure we wipe our feet because all of this is sand that gets in our house very easily. So you will notice that our apartment is very small. You could see that's the girls' bed, that's our bed, here's the kitchen, and then the bathroom is right here behind this wall. So we don't have a wardrobe or a closet or anything like that, so we just put a board up with some nails and hang our clothes there. And then also you can see we have clothes hung right there. We just found space. So let's start with the kitchen. We do many different things here that we would never do in America, just because the environment is different. So we have to make sure that we fill all of these water bottles as well as these yellow cans down here, because we never know when the water is going to go out. The water just started back. As you can see, we have running water, hooray. But we didn't have running water for the past 4.5 days, and then it just turned back on yesterday. So we have to make sure that we collect the rainwater. That was that purple bucket that you saw outside, and then put it in these jerry cans when it fills up. So I have a lot of soap here because I am collecting the soap containers so that I can use them for kitchen storage. So I just get as many soap containers as I need. This is all of our storage for the kitchen because there is no drawers, no cabinets, no anything. So I have to make use of the space vertically. So on the top you will see that is mostly like snacks, bread, cereals. That is the stuff that I usually use for the girls' lunches. And then the second one is a lot of our like dishes and cups and all of that stuff. However, that stuff tends to be everywhere because there's not really enough space for it. So all of our utensils are right here, our knives, that's like this is a pot, goes on top of the pot. Over here we have all of the girls' containers for school, so the hot pots, the thermoses, all of that. And then this basket here, all of these green containers are different foods that we use on a regular basis. So there's sugar, there's flour, there's corn flour, there's beans, and there's porridge. So those are the things, oh, and rice. Those are the things that we use most commonly here. And then here, this is all of our like condiments, jellies, peanut butter, ketchup, all of those things. And then at the bottom, that's mainly for our fruits and vegetables, but you see like our containers of pasta, and the back one is salt. Those are there too right now, because we need to stock up on vegetables more. So then we come over here, and the girls, Georgina and Safari, their school books are up here, along with our Bibles right here, and just other containers that we don't have use for currently. Here we have some hygiene products, lotions, things like that. We also have honey. So as you can see, we just kind of like put things where they fit because we have such little storage here. And then we already talked about the girls' stuff for lunch. And down here is just kind of like a bunch of things. Like the red cup is where our toothbrushes go. And then we have like a charger there. Then we have like different like creams here, like first aid stuff. All of that kind of stuff goes there. So let's continue talking about under here. This is our only storage area that we have in the entire apartment. So we take this table out every time that we have lunch and dinner together. And then in the back right there, that's where Shaha puts all of the stuff that he uses to fix things, extra nails, things like that, a hammer. And then our water storage is down here, along with extra soap storage, like sprays for wiping the counter. And this bucket right here that's open, that's our laundry bucket. So when that fills up, we usually do the laundry about twice a week, which is what we need to do today. So now we're going to go to the area that is mine and Shaha's room. So this would be our bed, and then it cuts off where this curtain is. So we actually put these curtains down, that one as well as this one, every night so that we could have privacy and the girls can have privacy. So it's simulating our own rooms, although there's no actual walls. So under our bed is where we store most things. So you can see here the one on the corner is like the charging station. So we charge the fans, the phones, the iPods that the girls get to use like about an hour a day. And then the second blue basket is our first aid stuff and vitamins and sunscreen and things like that. And my mom is actually sending us more things that I bought from Amazon, and so we're going to have a dedicated bag for first aid stuff just in case. And I'll do a separate video on first aid and how that works, how medical visits and all of that works in another video. So let's go to the girls' rooms. So Safari sleeps on the top bunk and Georgina sleeps on the bottom bunk. So instead of making their bed, which Safari tends to want to do, I have them put their sheet at the top next to their pillow, just because here everything gets dirty and there are more like bugs, just because as you can see, this is not a glass window. This is just a bar window that has some mesh across it. And you can see all the dead bugs because I make sure that I kill them when they get close. But yeah, so it's easier to just make sure the sheets are at the top of the bed so that you know that like there's no bugs or anything in your bed when you get in it. So, and then they don't have anything under their bed, just to make sure that they keep their room nice and clean. So let's go over here. So we have more hooks over here. This is where Georgina and Safari's uniforms go for school. And then this is where everyone's towel is. So we use sarongs as towels, and we each have one. So I typically wash them every single time that I wash clothes, so like twice a week. And everybody knows not to use anybody else's towel, just for, of course, hygienic purposes. So here we have the sink for the bathroom. And this is the toilet paper. So we put the toilet paper in a plastic container just to make sure that no dust touches it or anything, so that we can be as hygienic as possible. So let's go into the shower toilet area. So we always wear shower shoes because, as you can see, it gets very dirty just from shoes and sand and mud and everything. So those are the dedicated shower shoes. So here we go. It is very small. The reason that we have water bottles here is because when the water goes out, we still have to take a shower. So we use this to put on top of the water bottles, and then everybody gets 1.5 liter water bottle to take a shower with. But when the water is working, then we just use the shower head to take a shower. We typically have this bucket or basin full of water, and that's because a lot of people here don't use toilet paper when they go to the bathroom because it's such a low, it's really high poverty here, so people don't have the money to pay for toilet paper, so they just wipe themselves with water to make sure they're clean after they use the bathroom. We have our soap here, and then we have other things like body wash and cleaning solution and different body washes there. So this is the toilet. It is a squatty potty, which a lot of people from America or other developed countries are definitely not used to, so we had to get used to it, but it works for us and our needs. So that was the bathroom, which was quick because it is very small. So let's give you one final tour of the entire apartment. Here is the kitchen. Here's our room. And here is Georgina and Safari's room. The bathroom area. And here are all 4 of our chairs, which we put out every time that we eat together. And this is the space that we eat in. So it is very tight to put that table out here with 4 chairs around it. But we make it work for now until we move into our new apartment, which is much more spacious. So stay tuned to see our new apartment and how that is going. So we're back outside and we're headed to the apartment that we are going to move into in 2 weeks. So let's check it out. So here is the balcony, and it'll actually be enclosed with a fence, so we can hang our clothes out here to dry and put any type of storage or whatever we want to put out there. So let me give you a 360, and then I'll explain where everything is going to go. So this apartment is actually 16 feet by 16 feet. The one that we're currently in is 13 feet by 13 feet. So let's go ahead and start right here. So this is the front door, and then this corner here is going to be the kitchen, similar to the kitchen that we have now, but there is going to be cabinets up here, which I am super excited about because there's currently no storage in the apartment that we live in now, as you've seen in the video. So what we are going to do different in this apartment is we are going to put our beds long ways, this way for me and Shaha, and this way for Georgina and Safari. That way we can have a lot more of this space as living space. So we'll cut off the curtains right after the beds, and then we will have all of this extra space here for the table to sit out permanently, as opposed to taking it out and putting it back in every time. And then the chairs will sit out permanently. That will give the girls space to do their homework. That will give them space to do activities, play games, anything that they want to do like that. We will also have a wardrobe that will be on wheels, so we can put that in between the beds when it's not in use, and it won't take up living space. So this here is the bathroom area. It is much bigger than the bathroom that we currently have in the 13 by 13 apartment, and it doesn't take up living space because most of it is outdoors along the same space as the balcony. So you can see here, only a little bit of it is in the actual house. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you could look better this way. Yeah, so it doesn't take up much space in here, which is amazing for us in a space with 4 people. 16 foot by 16 foot is much better and makes such a better difference than 13 foot by 13 foot, especially when you look at the layout and how we're going to change things up. So we just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what's to come in our new apartment, and we will give you an official tour of this one when we get everything established and all of our belongings in here. That'll be in about 2 weeks, so stay tuned.